Hi, Dave here, and today we're going to do another art chat slash art demo video. And yeah, let's just chill, have some fun, and talk about something. Fuck. By the way, I'm not sure what the topic of this video ought to be, but sometimes I feel stressed about not being in control, because you can try and inform you can try and inform people about things, but in the end of the day, it's not really it's kind of on them. It's not on you, so, and besides, it's not my right to compel people to do things, right? Because I'm no different if I do things like that, So I think it's if I'm feeling kind of bad about this sort of thing, I just have to remind myself that there are things in my control and there are things not in my control, right? And to be more efficient and more content in general, I need to focus more on the things I can control. And that's me, and that's you, you're the only one who can, for now at least, control yourself the most, right? So now maybe I'm going to limit myself to some kind of mech. Notice how I'm kind of being too tight in the beginning, and I think that's kind of what's making me sloppy. It's good to have some kind of random brush where it can, like a generating random texture brush. Did I say that right? It's nice to have a random generator of a brush. The point is, you need to kind of start off a painting with some chaos, right? Well, not that you need, but it's just going to be more easier, I guess. Maybe some reds, I feel like, or pinks. Ooh. I do know I want some blacks in this one. Alright. We'll try this brush. And yeah, just focus on the things you can control, right? And the idea of saving yourself first, I think, is very, very important, because I think we have this need to it's kind of a good thing, because we have this compulsion to help others sometimes. But if you try and do that, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, so avoid it. I mean, don't avoid it forever, but prioritize your efforts on you first and foremost. So in a way, you kind of have to be a bit selfish with your time, with your energy, because you only have so much in a day. So you have to learn to manage your energy, right? And not spend it just trying to help everyone. Help others by helping yourself. It's kind of weird to think of it that way, but I think it's much more efficient, and leading by example, I think, is just better, as a teaching thing. And besides, if someone decides to do something different, it's on them, it's their journey, I guess. And I know I do feel some guilt if I don't try to inform others, but you know, I feel like it drives people away because I've done it a couple of times, but you know, it just makes people, maybe their journey is different. You know, I don't like saying stuff like that, you know, how our destinies are kind of just decided beforehand. That's not really how I like to see things. But you know, maybe. Again, see, I'm focusing too much on others, and it's not a bad thing. It's a natural thing to care, right? Because obviously there are things that mean something or that mean a lot to you, right? And if you don't see it in others, it kind of worries you, right? What the fuck is this thing? Let's try a different brush. Whenever you're kind of struggling with some ideas, try to change your brush and to kind of refresh things, right? Make it a bit more you need to kind of ignite some kind of inspiration, right? Especially when you're trying to come up with a random something. Learn how to play with the shapes and shit, right? So anyway, shit, I had the point. Fuck. You know, I honestly don't know where this world is going, but you know, this is the way. This is the way, right? This is some kind of mech. I think I'm going to limit myself to mechs whenever I'm doing doodles like this or art chat / demos. I think I need to study more behind the scenes when it comes to my anatomy and creature animal stuff. And once I'm comfortable with that, maybe I'll start implementing it. Because obviously it will eventually come out in my random pieces, right? Again, Impressionism is about the energy, I think. So let's keep it energetic, right? Keep it bold. Keep it raw. Ew. Come in this eye. Right? I'm not sure what this thing is. Oh yeah, so don't put it, well, see, that's the thing. I say don't put it on yourself, but a part of me says it's all my fault. You know? The whole extreme ownership thing, because it's a very important tool to kind of if you put things on yourself, it makes you more responsible, right? And it actually makes you more or less of a victim, right? And it puts you more in control, but then again, there are things you just can't control. I mean, you could, but you would have to do, or you would have to be some kind of tyrant to achieve that thing, right? So, fuck. I'm kind of all over the place with this video, but fuck it. I think these are guns. That's kind of my vibe here. Change brush, right? Ooh. So yeah, just focus on, I was reflecting on this earlier this morning. I think I should just focus more on just becoming better, right? Becoming stronger and just improving in general. I mean, it's not a new thing, but sometimes you have to remind yourself to better yourself and better your own life before trying to better others, or just avoid bettering is that a word? The lives of others, because you'll sound very preachy and shit, and you know, that's not a good thing. But again, that need to care is, you know, will always be there. But you need to just quit and focus more on yourself, right? Because even if you try and help, it's not like you'll be able to convince or actually help. Like, wanting to help someone won't mean you're actually helping them, right? Even if you're not just wanting, but if you're actually in your mind helping someone, it doesn't mean it doesn't mean you're actually in reality helping them. You're just making it worse, probably. I'm making it worse, probably, by interfering, right? It's really up to them. Oh, they feel bad again just because I feel like I am to blame if I don't do anything, right? Even though it's not in my control, I still feel the need to. The guilt will still be there, most likely, and but again, I have nothing to. I can't just. Well, if I say I can't, then I can't. But this is so complicated, you know. I mean, a part of me just wants to try, at the very least, right? But fuck. Anyway, see that we're making random shit here, but it has a bit of meaning, right? We're trying to make a mech here, right? A mech, right? Am I right? So this could be some kind of head. Let's fix the perspective here, because it goes like this, right? Shit. Like this, and then like this. This one is kind of off. It has to be lower. Ooh, you spin my head around. Oh, I do like this shape here. Maybe let's do that here. Let's try this guy. Ooh, excuse me. Right, so stop trying to be a savior, you know. But then again, I feel like we have this innate thing where we want to be a hero, right? And maybe it's a bad idea. It's a very, very bad idea. I think that's a Jurassic Park quote reference. That's a very bad idea. Anyway. Maybe antennas? I'm not talking much here. Why? Why am I not talking? Oh, I think it's because I'm kind of depressed, right? Because I'm worrying too much about what others do, but what if those others are your family, right? I mean, aren't you supposed to care? This is the problem where you're the type of person that just wants to mind your own business, right? But the moment you start caring, it's... Sometimes I feel like caring is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but you know, I think you should always have that with you, right? But you shouldn't let it take control, because that compassionate side is it's going to get abused and ignored sometimes and punished even. So what is the right answer for this sort of thing? Follow your heart? Ugh. Weak pussy. Who knows? Because I remember this concept about how the information you're provided with influences your perception of the world, right? And that perception of yours influences your actions. So information, perception, and then actions. And if you're not informed about certain things, that's going to change the way you perceive certain things, right? And if you have a certain kind of perception, you are going to act a certain way based off of that perception. That's based off of a library of information that you're exposed to, right? You don't even necessarily have to agree with the information, right? But if it's in your psyche, it will influence the way you perceive the world. So, I feel like I had the point there. The point is, information is such an important thing, and the biggest driving force or medium of expressing information is the internet, right? Social media. And if you kind of put restrictions on that, you are restricting information. And that can affect people's perception. And of course, the argument is, it's a private company, social media sites are a company, right? Are a private entity. And then, it's essentially, I'm very wary of public-private partnerships, right? And a lot of these big social media platforms, right? They're not standalone platforms, right? They're part of the big club, as George Carlin would say, the American comedian. And we're not in it, Fuck. So yeah, information is such an important thing. And I just want to be able to share my ideas, right? But if it's not rewarded, if it's punished, people will just stop trying, to help and do anything, right? And I feel like that's the struggle right now, is the sharing of information. Of course, the social consequences as well, because every time you try to share a different opinion, you just get called names and shit. Yeah, and it's such a sad thing, because it kind of detracts, right? Because there are words that have weight, right? And if you kind of use those words, it can influence again the way you're perceived. There was a time when racist was a very strong word, but nowadays it doesn't even mean anything anymore. Just because it's been so overused, right? Even the words not see, right? Overused here, especially in the Western sphere. So, like, how do you communicate with people, right? Because helping people, first of all, help yourself, right? Help yourself first and foremost. In that way, you're also, in a way, helping others by being a bastion of freedom. Or no, you're setting an example, right? And it's also a great mindset, because you're less likely to be hypocritical. Oh god, can't me. You're less likely to be hypocritical, right? So that's first and foremost. Secondly, how do you communicate, right? Communication is important in helping people out there, right? So it's been about 20 minutes-ish. Maybe I can extend the canvas down just a bit, just a bit. I kind of want to contain my work within these boundaries and shit, but fuck it, let me just extend it just a bit. Just a tip, right? Just like that, and then we'll lower this just a bit right there. Right? It kind of looks like the head of the xenomorph queen, right? Very, very triangular, trapezoidal-ish, right? Let's hit the fill-in or the bucket tool. We'll hit the paint or the brush again, and then we'll do this. And you don't have to define everything, especially when it comes to impressionistic stuff, right? Leave it for the viewer to imagine the rest. Handle the bigger picture, and then everything else, just let it speak for itself, right? Or no, let the viewer fill in the blanks, right? You do need some kind of landmarks, some kind of context to make it, to kind of jumpstart the imagination of the viewer, but you know. What is this thing? Some kind of gun. And I'm actually using color, which is pretty cool. Because usually I just leave it as like black and white. But now I feel like I've found my new confidence, right? Or I'm just tired of using black and white, I want to add some color in my life, right? What if one day colors are banned, right? Because they evoke some kind of emotion, right? And that's not a good thing. It could happen one day, given the current circumstances, right? I would not be surprised. And yeah, sketches have an appeal. You don't have to fill everything up, right? Whoa. Maybe some mixer brush. Wow, look at that. Oh, fuck. Artist, vision, reality. Fuck. See that? It adds a bit of bourgeois. It's a fake word. I have no idea what it means. But it sounds French, so. Right? Very, very artsy. Oof. That's dragons of paint. Energy. Fashion. Wow. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. The white background is kind of painful, but we're closing in on 30 minutes. I think I really am going to try and limit it to just 30 minutes, just because it's I don't have time, right? And of course the rendering time of this video is going to like if I have an hour long video, it's going to take an extra hour for the rendering, plus the editing, right? Because I do post-process the audio a bit, so to make it more presentable, right? Oh, by the way, I've been watching a lot of Halo game clips. I'm not a gamer in any way, but I find the world of Halo very, very interesting, right? The suits, the aliens and shit, the sci-fi-ness of it. I think Sparth did a lot of work for Halo, right? I did an art review of Sparth, by the way. He's He's mostly an environment concept artist, right? So, yes. We have to fix this. It's kind of boring, right? Let's do this. Make it more. Maybe I should fuck. Do this maybe? Again, it's just the impression, or I don't even like it that much. Let me just erase this or paint over it. That's what I like about the non or the one layer kind of approach that Feng Zhu advises to kind of build up confidence in painting. Just because it makes you more focused on the idea. Because if you keep using all sorts of tools, you're going to waste so much time. I mean, look at how I use the mixer brush. It's more of an accessory than part of the actual design or conceptualization. It's more of a finisher, I guess. Right? Am I right or am I right? It's so weird. What is this thing? I've got that power. Dun, 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 dun. Is this a whole? Is this a whole or the fuck? Anyway. So I'm not sure what the lesson of this video is. Okay, help yourself to help others. Learn how to communicate ideas just because it helps with the information, right? If people look, share the information, but then again there are risks, right? Especially nowadays, you could get like deplatformed, right? Get banned. So be wary when communicating, you know? But at the same time, it's like I would not know the things I know now if someone had not communicated to me about it. Whether it be a film, a video, music, a conversation, you know, it's... I was there once, and even right now, I'm probably unaware of certain things, most likely, right? There's always things to learn, right? Okay, how do you do this? Let's try a different brush. There you go, there you go. Bring in some blues here, right? Just to soften it up a bit, right? Add a bit of hue variety, right? See how it looks less boring, right? Let's bring some reds here. Right? It's less out of place, right? Now what this thing is, I do not know, but it's mine. Okay. There you go. There you go. Artist. Visionary. So maybe I should do more colored stuff just because it's more interesting to look at, right? Let's fill this void with some black. With some blacks, right? Gamenasai. Ara. By the way, you need to learn how to manage your eating with your work, because if you're too full, if you've had a lot of carbs, you're going to slow down, right? So you need to learn how to manage that. because I had this kind of slump of energy before this, and it's because I ate too much rice. Okay, that's it. I think we're done here for the most part, right? We'll add a bit of pinks here, just to make it more energetic, right? Maybe here, just to add a bit of flair. Artist. The new generation. Okay. That's it for this video. What's the size of this thing? I obviously have to crop it to make it more friendly, right? See? Do this. Maybe it's too wide here. There you go. Is it bad? It's okay. It's about that size. I do recommend you sharpen your image just to make it look extra pretty. Sharpen, right? I do recommend making a few actions to save time. Let me go back. Let me hit Ctrl J to duplicate it, right? I'll hit sharpen. I'll hit noise mono. Yep, there's noise, so if you turn it on, off, on, off, on, off, on. If I sharpen again, what would happen? It's too sharp. This is okay, right? And then maybe some lens correction. 1, 2. Three. I think it's too much. Maybe 1. We'll just add 1. Or maybe that's okay. You don't have to sharpen anything, or I don't have to sharpen anything, or add some kind of lens correction thing. Yep, I think I'll leave it at that. Okay. That's it for this video. Help yourself first. In that way, you're helping others. And if you can, try to communicate, or if you want to communicate, fine, but know there are risks, and you'll probably just, make it worse for the other person. Just because, what do you think, even if you think you're helping, in reality, maybe you're not, and you're just wasting your time. It's kind of a pessimistic video. Sorry for that, but that's the art chat for the day. Keep drawing. I'm trying to change the new ending of this video. Keep training, keep painting, keep learning, and stay free.